Today we're going to be continuing my Halloween special with the 1990 film The Witches, so let's get started. A young boy stumbles onto a witch convention and must stop them even after he has been turned into a mouse. Welcome back everybody to another Halloween special. For the month of October, I will be reviewing, ranking, talking about a lot of things around the Halloween time. And this is the film I've actually have never seen before. I've read almost all of Roald Dahl's stories, and I have a collection of his books that I like to read to my first grade students. And I've read books to them like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Glass Elevator, Fantastic Mr. Fox, BFG, the big ones that he has wrote. And I've actually read The Witches before as well, but I've never seen the movie, and I know what it's about, and I know how terrifying the film does look. If I saw this movie when I was younger, I would have been absolutely terrified. If I saw this, I would have had nightmares. This is a movie that is a kid's movie, but the characters, the costume designs, all are very frightening. And that's one thing I really did enjoy about The Witches, the movie, is how they were so committed to making the witches look believable with the makeup and the costumes. It all looked very frightening. The story is very fun to read, and it does have some themes in it that could be haunting to, a child. But the movie translates those moments in the book very well with those costumes and how creepy and terrifying it is. When you think of a group of witches at a convention that want to turn kids into mice, it's terrifying, and it definitely looks like that within the movie. The transformation from the boys into the mice are terrifying. The witches that are in the convention are disturbing as well. There's a lot of things in here that are questionable for a kid's movie. But I really did like how they presented the witches. Not only did the look of them look terrifying, the way that they framed the camera and zoomed in on them, tilted the camera sideways, panned out a couple times, brought it back and forth. It was a good technique to really focus on the witches, and the camera work was a little bit unsteady, which made me think that the witches are just crazy. And every time they were laughing, the camera's just going back and forth on them, and it's a bizarre technique for the Witches movie, focusing on the witches themselves, and it's a good technique, and I really did like how they filmed this movie. The book is rather short, and I could feel that within the movie. A lot of scenes do feel a bit stretched out. The convention moments where the Grand High Witch is explaining her plan, or the end scene with the soup and the witches, a lot of it does feel kind of dragged out. It's an average length for a movie, but it feels longer than it should. And that's some of Roald Dahl's books. Some of them are really long, some of them are really short, and some of the short stories can't really be translated into a movie because of the length of the novel, and that's what I felt about The Witches. A lot of the scenes just feel longer than they should, and that was a problem with the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Luke and Bruno are really fun in the movie. The young kids that get turned into mice, they have to figure out how they can convince the humans that they are people, that they were just boys turned into mice, and protect themselves against the witches. There's a lot of fun things in this movie. There's a lot of disturbing moments as well. It's a movie that I quite did enjoy. He has written so many children's novels, and his stories really are important, and there is so many good ones to read. And this is the one that's often overlooked when you think of his collection of books like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the BFG, Matilda. He has a wide variety of novels, and I'm honestly baffled that I've never actually seen The Witches. I've seen all the images. I know what the story's about. I know who stars in it. I feel like I've seen the movie before, but I actually never have. And so sitting down for the first time watching it, I really did enjoy it, despite it being really drawn out at times. I did like Anjelica Huston as the Grand High Witch. Very, very good in her role. Very convincing as this witch who wants to rid all of the children in the world. It's very convincing and very disturbing. If I would have saw this 1994, 1995, I would have been terrified and probably never watched it again. But as an adult, I feel comfortable watching it, and it's all good. I'm really looking forward to the remake. It's been a film that I've been wanting to see for quite some time, the original, and now this one. I'm looking forward to seeing how Anne Hathaway handles the role as the Grand High Witch, and seeing all the characters in here and seeing what the witch's face looked like. I really hope they go for a costume and a mask, not some CGI, because they make that look believable. You don't have to have CGI to make everything look believable. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Comes out on HBO Max at the end of this month. I'm actually really excited to see that film. So I'll be reviewing that for you guys as well. I'm going to go ahead and give The Witches a B+. Thank you guys for checking out another Halloween special for The Witches. Have you guys seen the film? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming videos. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.